we will do Holy Mother's daily life. Hope you all are enjoying this book. We are just doing it in parts, little by little, topic by topic. This is written by Swami Chetanananda Ji Maharaj, and it is a detailed description of the Holy Mother's life. So, namaskar once again, and welcome to Devakshar. Holy Mother's daily life. It is amazing how the mother lived harmoniously with her young nieces, sister-in-laws, the women devotees, and also the young monks and male devotees in the small living quarters of Jairambati. Although all were her children, she kept an eye on the men and women devotees so that they did not mix or talk freely. Her male attendants and devotees stayed in the front cottage and the women in the back cottages. During meals, the mother would call the men devotees, feed them, and talk to them, but she did not allow them to linger. She reminded them, whatever we might be, my children, we have female forms. The mother made a special effort to instill monastic ideals in the heart of her young attendants. 100 years ago, in 1915, the mother was still living in her physical body on this earth and lived in Jairambati and Calcutta. Though we were not fortunate enough to see her divine play, her disciples left their reminiscence for us. We can now visualize her daily routine, how she cooked and cut vegetables, what she ate, and what her favorite dishes were, how she talked to and initiated the devotees, how she dealt with her relatives and disciples, how she suffered from malaria fever and rheumatic pain, how she traveled by train and bullock carts, her meditation and ecstasy, and so on. It is natural for devotees to know the mother's daily routine in Jairambati. Sharadeshananda ji gave this eyewitness account. Early in the morning, the mother would get up, wake the master, put his picture on the altar. After bathing, she prepared the things necessary for the master's worship, cut the fruits, got the naivedya, that is the food offering, ready. She then performed the worship and afterwards distributed the prasad to all members of the household. Afterwards, she went to the kitchen to help the cook. She chopped vegetables and even cooked some items. Some women devotees helped her. When the food was ready, she offered it to the master. As long as she was physically able, she distributed the food to the devotees and removed their leaf plates. Later, sitting on the veranda, she watched her children eat and instructed the servers to give more food to some of them. After lunch, she served them beetle rolls. She loved to see the disciples chewing beetle after a nice meal. Sometimes she shared some of her food with her brother's family. After lunch, the mother cleaned her teeth with tobacco powder and answered the questions of the devotees. Then she would go and rest. Swami Shardeshanand recorded what Holy Mother generally ate in Jairambati. The menu was like the menu of an ordinary middle class family. Breakfast was puffed rice, lunch, rice, urad dal, poppy seed curry, a hot vegetable curry, chutney, and sometimes spinach. Another vegetable dish, boiled vegetables, a fried dish, occasionally fish for the devotees. Previously, the mother used to cook and also serve. Later, she instructed her attendants about how to set the leaf plates and asan properly. that is, maintaining equal distance from one another and equal water level in all classes. When the food was ready, she called the monks and devotees to come and eat so that flies would not sit on the food. If anyone was late, she waved the corner of her upper cloth to drive the flies away from the food. She joyfully watched her children eat and asked the server to give more to some of them. Supper, chapatis, a type of flatbread, a vegetable curry, milk, and molasses. The mother used to make the dough and flatten the chapatis. When the food was ready, she offered it to the master and then covered the dishes so that they would remain warm. Some evenings, Aunt Bhanu would massage the mother's feet. If she was tired, she would lie down on the veranda and ask her attendants to rub garlic oil on her legs. When the disciples had finished their japa and meditation, the mother called them for supper. The mother protected the food with a stick so that Radhu's cat would not eat it. There was an oil lamp flickering on the dark veranda, and the mother sat with her back against the wall and her legs extended. So, no one knew where her mind roamed in that silence. The mother was very concerned about the monks and devotees in Jairambati not suffer from lack of food. She was very particular about that. The mother first fed the men devotees in Jairambati and then she ate with the women. If any monk went to run errands, she did not eat until he returned, even if it was late. Some devotees sent money regularly to Holy Mother for her living expenses. Sharadeshananda described Holy Mother's spirit of detachment. The mailman came with the money order. The mother affixed her left thumb impression on the receipt and someone attested it. Left thumb impression of Sri Sarada Devi. Then the mailman counted the money and handed it over to the mother, who put it in a box in her room. She then gave some refreshments to the mailman, talked to him a little, and bade him goodbye. No one knew who had sent the money or how much. Later, at leisure, she gave the money order coupon to her attendant and asked him to write a letter of acknowledgement with her blessings to the sender. If the attendant received the money order, she asked him not to count the money, saying, "My child, the tinkling sounds of coins generates greed in the minds of human beings, and the money has such power that even a wooden doll opens its mouth to take it." Swami Gaureshwarananda recalls, the mother managed her living expenses, but she never had much money on hand. She opened her box and gave me money for marketing. She would give me almost all the money in the box and say, "Buy 1 rupee worth of oil, 1 rupee's worth of flour, 2 rupees worth of ghee, and so on." I said, "Not that way, mother. Let me write down what you tell me. Then I shall buy the things by weight. 5 shares of one item, 2.5 shares of the other, and so forth. It will be more economical." Delighted, the mother said, "My son, buy things according to your calculations. I don't know how to calculate money that way." At times, when all the money was spent, she would say, "Well, Indu will send money in a few days. Then we can buy things in large quantities." Indu, a Rachi devotee, used to remit 15 rupees on the first or second day of every month. The devotees often presented Holy Mother with delicious fruits and fancy sweets and fine clothes. She accepted them with joy and blessed them. But this was only for the satisfaction of the devotees. She had no attraction at all for those things. The mother wore saris that were suitable for middle class women and she used them till they were torn. Sometimes she would even repair her saris and she would also distribute the new ones that she received to the poor and the needy. Surendranath Gupta, a disciple from Assam, wanted to buy a fancy silk sari for mother. When she heard that it cost 80 rupees, she flatly refused to accept it. Realizing her devotee's eagerness, she asked her attendant to write to him, "If you want to spend that money, you should instead buy a piece of land that will serve the monks and the devotees." So, that was her daily routine in Jairambati. See how simply she lived, how much she cared. Hope you all enjoyed today's episode. Do stay tuned to Devakshar and do write to us, comment to us, and tell us how you are liking our videos. Share our videos and do subscribe to our channel if you haven't. Thank you so much for being with us.